If you find yourself getting depressed and down at the mouth, as we all get once in a while, you might want to remember this quotation by Dean Briggs. He said, "Do your work. Not just your work and no more, but a little more for the lavishing's sake. That little more which is worth all the rest. And if you suffer as you must, and if you doubt as you must, do your work. Put your heart into it, and the sky will clear. And then out of your very doubt and suffering will be born the supreme joy of life."
Hello everyone, this is DL Capital FX. This is the live market USD CHF on the 15-minute time frame. Recently just set our sell limit right here on this level of supply. We want to take the market all the way to the downside. This one, it was not that complicated. It's simply that we are going with an order flow. The order flow to the downside from the 4-hour time frame is not that complicated. So let's start from the weekly time frame to show you something that this is where the market has the potential of going. The market has the potential to go from this level to this level of demand to grab all the liquidity that is resting below the support before pushing all the way to the upside. So this trade is not that complicated. From the 1-hour time frame, I also saw that the market is respecting supply and is grabbing the liquidity to the upside and creating liquidity to the downside. The market right here, as you can see, let me show you something here. The market right here, it created an area of equal highs, the double top, to invite people to sell early. Right here, this is an area of resistance, this is an area of supply. The supply, it was valid because it has liquidity below it, but what the market chose to do is that it grabbed the liquidity above the supply, put to the downside to even grab more liquidity above this high. So currently it returned to this level right here to respect this level of supply, that is valid. It grabbed the liquidity above this level, and then this, as you can see right here, this is why the market is going to push to the upside. Also this level here, it was confusing people here. Look at this confusion here. This market, it confused the people right here, creating this on purpose. People thought this was a break of structure. This was just a liquidity grab. Even though it broke the structure right here. I say it broke structure. That doesn't mean it is a valid break of structure. It broke structure to grab liquidity. So you can see it grabbed liquidity, pushed to the downside, creating an area of supply on the 15-minute time frame. On the 15-minute time frame, this area of supply here, we did not see this entry. As you can see, this market, as it was approaching this level, it was creating even more liquidity to the downside in terms of equal lows. After tapping into this level of supply, it gave us a change of character. This was an uptrend, it switched to a downtrend. That means it was aligning with the high time frame trend, the trend in which we're willing to trade towards it. So as you can see, the market, after grabbing this level, it left behind an area of supply that is valid. The supply is valid. It has the liquidity that is resting below it. You see, this is the simple liquidity. This is manipulation. The market created an Asian high and an Asian low. It came to grab the liquidity resting above an Asian high, and then now it has to go grab the liquidity resting below an Asian low. So we saw this level of supply here. This is where we want to take our entry to take the market all the way to the downside. We'll be targeting this level, this low right here. There is liquidity resting below this low. There is double bottom right here. As you can see, people bought this market, their stop losses are right below this double bottom. People who are buying this market right on this trend line right here. I know my trend line is not straight. Let me try to pull it straight. There is a trend line right here. People bought right here on this on this third touch, and then where their stop losses are right here. You see that there is more liquidity to the downside than to the upside. The liquidity to the upside above this high has been grabbed. So the market is to go grab the liquidity to the downside. I'll update you guys how this trade goes. This is DL Capital FX. We are signing out.
Push, man. Push. One more. That's the mentality you gotta have. One more in everything you do. One more rep. One more set. One more lap. One more minute. Hold on for one more minute, man. Don't fucking give up on me. Don't give up.
Hello everyone. This is DL Capital FX. This is USD CHF. This is the trade that we took earlier. The trade, as you can see currently, the market it has closed. The trade it ran to 3R, as you can see right here. This trade, we are not in this trade, but this is the trade that I talked about, that the market is gonna turn when it get to this level. When you get to this level of supply, I talked about this, that the market is gonna turn all the way to the downside. What happened is that we moved our trade to break even too early, and then we were taken out. But I would like to explain this trade fully from the higher time frames until the lower time frames, how we took this trade. As you can see here, this trade right here, after the market trigger us in right here, it pushed to the downside. After breaking structure here, I saw this level of supply here, that the market it can still turn here or induce this level of supply before moving. What happened is that I moved my stop loss to break even, and then I was taken out. Either way, it was a good trade, no complaint. But what I've learned is that we should not move stop losses to break even too quick. Especially this trade, it ran about 2R, then I moved it to break even. At least wait for it to break multiple structures. Wait for it to break multiple structures. This was a very good trade. The direction was right, everything was right. Just we're taken out due to the fact that we moved stop loss to break even too quick. Either way, it's fine. We're still looking for selling opportunities on uniform areas of supply. We're hoping the market to return here, and then we'll enter this market, take it all the way to the downside to induce the liquidity to the downside in terms of equal loads, in terms of areas of support, trend line right here, as you can see. So let's explain this trade from the higher time frame. From the higher time frame, let's start it from the daily time frame. From the daily time frame, okay, let's go back to the 15-minute time frame. I want to remove these drawings here. Let's start it from the daily time frame. From the daily time frame, you saw this market it wants to push to the downside. There is more liquidity to the downside. The supply was respected, this demand I mean, so we're waiting for the market to come respect this demand to take out all the liquidity right here. This liquidity here, this is an area of support. People bought here. Where their stop losses? The stop losses are right here. There are still gonna be people who will buy when this market returns to this level of support, because as you can see, this market it respected the support first, twice, and the third time. So for the fourth time, people will be expecting it to respect the support, take it all the way to the upside, because as you can see, this is a strong support. This support is created on purpose for people to buy early so that they can be taken out later. People who bought here, the market invited them, it respected the support to convince people that it is going to the upside. It is going to the upside, but as you can see, a lot of people jumped in on this market. That is why the support it has low chances of holding the market. That is why we are targeting this level of support as our final tip here, can say, before we can be looking to buy this market, because this market, as you can see from the high time frame, the trend is clearly bullish. The market is breaking highs. It's breaking highs right here. This is not a break of structure, this is a liquidity grab. Someone can say it is a break of structure. Either way, we are not trading the same way. Someone can say this is a break of structure, but for me, and they can say this is a change of character here. For me, the way the market turned after breaking this high, it is not break of structure, it is simply liquidity grab. This thing here, it is break of structure. Look how impulsive and how it moved to the upside after even breaking structure. Look how easily and fast it turned after breaking the structure. This is simply a liquidity grab, because there are so many stop losses resting above this high here. The market makers, they were grabbing stop losses before pushing the market all the way to the downside, to grab the stop losses to the downside before they can continue with their high time frame trend, which is to the upside. As you can see, this market from the high time frame is respecting demand. It respected this first demand here, and then we are hoping that it come to induce the liquidity resting below this area of support and respect this demand and continue with the high time frame trade. This is what I was trying to explain. From the day time frame, we saw trend, and we can see where we're gonna take this market. This one is not that complicated. From the day time frame, also what is happening here is simple manipulation. The market makers, they're inviting people to sell, just like we saw it here. This is simple manipulation. They're inviting people to sell only for them to buy later. Why are they inviting people to sell? So that they can take the price to this level to induce this liquidity right here. Invited people to sell with people who sold before they can push the market all the way to the upside. That is the motive of this price action. The motive of this price action is to invite people to sell so that they can be taken out later. This is a liquidity grab. Look, this is a wick right here. This is not a body break. This is a wick. This is a liquidity grab. Simply liquidity grab. This is not a break of structure. For me, the way I trade, my principles doesn't allow me to say this is a break of structure here. But it is liquidity grab. Simply liquidity grab. What is happening here is that the market is accumulating also. The market is accumulating. Let's do this. The market is accumulating to the downside to invite people to sell on areas of supply, on areas of double tops, on trend lines. So you can see here there is a trend line right here. People sold right here. They are taking the market all the way to the downside. Don't be surprised if ever it induces the liquidity and continue pushing to the upside, because there are so many people who are selling this market. Therefore, the market, it can buy anytime. I'm not saying it's going to buy only after respecting this level of supply of demand, but it can buy anytime after inducing the liquidity to the downside. Any liquidity to the downside after the market induces it can still buy. It can still go all the way to the upside. This is simply accumulation. The market makers, they created an area of equal highs, inviting people to sell early, break structure to the downside. It came to collect all the stop losses that were resting above this area of double top before pushing all the way to the downside. That is why we got this trade right here, take it all the way to the downside, because we understood that the market makers, they are coming to close those sales before they're coming to close those buys, which they opened to grab the liquidity above this high before they can continue going all the way to the downside. From the day time frame, that's how we saw this market. From the 4-hour time frame also, it was not that complicated. We also saw this level of supply. This level of supply from the 4-hour time frame, it was valid. It has liquidity that is resting below it. This level of supply here, it was also valid because of liquidity, this liquidity. But the market makers, what they chose to do is that they induced all people, those trading order blocks and those trading easy price section like double tops, before pushing all the way to the downside. To break even more structure to the downside, they returned to this level, correctively creating liquidity to the downside in terms of equal lows here, in terms of trend line, in terms of this level of supply, this level of demand. Currently, the market is returning to induce all those liquidity before it can push all the way to the upside. From the 4-hour time frame, it was also not that complicated. Let's go back to the 1-hour time frame. In the 1-hour time frame, we saw the market, it came to respect this level of supply. It came to respect this level of supply here, and then induced the liquidity above this high, giving us a change of character. It turned to a downtrend. The higher time frame trend is downtrend. The lower time frame trend right here, as you can see, this correction one, it was an uptrend. So we patiently waited for the market to switch to a downtrend before we can enter this market. After the market induced the liquidity to the upside above this high, it switched to a downtrend by giving us a change of character below this low right here. And then we saw this trade from the 50-minute time frame. From the 1-hour time frame, we went straight to the 50-minute time frame. From the 50-minute time frame, we saw this market was respecting this level. It came to respect this level of supply right here. This level of supply is valid. It happened after the market induced the liquidity right here. So also the market induced the liquidity above this high, above the Asian high, also above this internal high right here, there is liquidity. Above the Asian high, there is liquidity. There was a trend line right here that was formed. The market induced this liquidity above this trend line right here before pushing all the way to the downside. So therefore, after the market respected this level of supply here, we went to the 30-minute time frame. Actually, from the 30-minute time frame, let me show you. From the 30-minute time frame, it was also not that complicated. We saw this level of supply here. That is why our entry was right here. And then after the market pushed a little bit, they were giving us 1 hour or 2 hour, and then we moved the stop loss to break even, and then it returned, take us out before pushing all the way to the downside. As you can see, this was a very beautiful trade. From the 50-minute time frame, we show something. From the 50-minute time frame, this is where we got our entry. We got a beautiful sniper entry, and then we were taken out by break even. After the market broke structure right here, obviously you gotta be risk free from the trade to disattach your emotions. As you can see now, this trade, it was running, let me see, 3 3R as you can see. Right here it was running 2R as you can see right here. It was running 2R, and then that is where we put our stop loss to break even, and then it returned to take us out. But this was a very beautiful trade, no complaint. There's no complaint in this trade. This was a beautiful trade. We caught this trade very nice. We're targeting 9R. We're still hoping that currently right here where it is at, it's gonna create something like a manipulation, probably to come respect this level of supply here. But this level of supply for me, I think is gonna be a liquidity market to induce this liquidity before pushing all the way to the downside. I still believe it's going to the downside by looking at this price action. This is also an impasse. This can be a correction, but the way this level here, the market can still respect an area of demand here on a short term to invite people to sell, to buy, I mean, so that they can sell this market, take it all the way to the downside. Take it all the way to the downside. This one, it was not that fancy, nothing complicated. I hope you guys understand what I did here. If you don't understand what I did here, please feel free to comment and comment on what you don't understand, and then we're happy to help. This is DL Capital FX. We are signing out. Please subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share.
And now, just a moment for this message. Life is much too short to live fearfully, to settle for less than the best that's in us. We can become only what we expect of ourselves. We must act the part before it can become real. Thank you.